One bag travel is one of the easiest and most freeing things that you can do. That's why this video is all about the reasons why one bag travel is worth a try for everyone. And at the end of the video, I will give you my single best tip on the easiest way how you can start your one bag travel journey right now for every kind of lifestyle, even if you're not pursuing a one bag life. So don't miss out. If you're new here, I'm Sven. Just an extreme minimalist one-bag lifer with less than 100 possessions and the desire to live his whole life out of just one carry-on size backpack. So if you end up liking the video, don't forget to subscribe and like, but most important, share a comment with your thoughts at the end of the video, check the weekly one-bag life community post, and join me on my journey towards a true one-bag life. But I would say, let's get started. Did you ever try one bag traveling for yourself for a longer period of time? Maybe 2 weeks or maybe even longer than that? Honestly, before I became a minimalist and then an extreme minimalist and now a one bag lifer, I always traveled with a rolling luggage like a small suitcase, with a backpack, and also most of the times with a sling for trips that are maybe longer than 2 to 3 days. And the only reason for that was that I wanted to be prepared for everything that could happen. That's why I had so many things. But now that I'm pursuing a one-bag life, I actually realized that one-bag travel is so much more easier and so much more freeing than I ever thought it could be with a lot of luggage. And that's why I personally think it is the best way to travel. As you might have already noticed, I'm actually not in my normal filming environment right now, and that's because I'm actually one bag traveling right now. Here I'm actually in Austria for a skiing vacation, and last week I was in Malaga to catch a little bit more of the sun and good weather. And all of the time I only carried my little bag here, my one bag travel, one bag life bag, I would say. And that's why I thought this would be the perfect opportunity or perfect option to tell you all the reasons that I personally feel about one bag travel and why everyone should give it a try or even try pursuing it in the future. And the first reason is that you will most likely pack most of the times more than you will actually need for most of your trips. And what I mean with that is very simple. When you have an upcoming trip for maybe a week or longer, then most likely you will pack a lot of things into your backpack, into a suitcase, in every compartment or luggage that you will carry. And normally, this is my personal experience and from my friends, it's always like that you carry much more things than you will actually need. So you will bring half of the stuff that you actually pack, you will bring that stuff back home. And that's why I think coming down to just one bag for one bag traveling can be so much more easier, because yes, you need to make a little bit more work beforehand, so before you go on the trip, but in the end you will pack only the things that you will actually need and use on the trip, and don't carry a lot of excess weight and stuff that you don't will actually wear or use during your time. So this is maybe the first and one of the most important reasons why I think you should try one bag travel for yourself, because you will only pack the things that you will actually wear and use. One other thing that might be very obvious but is very important to me, especially when I went to Malaga last week, is that you don't need to pay a lot of fees when it comes to your packing luggage or your checking luggage actually. So I just traveled with my little backpack to Malaga for 5 days actually, and I only needed to pack a small bag, and no one ever at the airport or somewhere else asked me what is inside my bag. They don't weigh the bag. So every time I go one bag traveling, it is so much more easier and actually a lot cheaper than when I need to check my luggage. So one of the main financial reasons I would say to go traveling with just one bag is to save on the fees and everything that could come to your mind when you are traveling, especially abroad on a plane or on a train, and you need to pay extra for some certain kind of things that are considered to be in the range of your luggage, as I would say. Another major reason I would say for one bag travel is that you are so flexible when it comes to changing your locations. And I also realized that when I come back from Spain, on the next day I needed to come here to Austria to go on my ski vacation. And I don't have a lot of time to wash a whole ton of clothes and repack everything on the same day. So I only had this one bag, and I put everything out, just quickly swapped out some little things, washed the clothes that I had and repacked it in a matter of, 1 or 2 hours. So especially when it comes to be flexible, especially when you want to change your location, I think one bag travel is the most easiest and most important thing that you can do, because you don't want to have like a lot of luggage and a lot of things like flying around in the apartment or wherever you're gonna stay. And then you just have like one bag that you can pack very easily and very fast actually. And it's much easier to get ahead when you need to catch a plane, catch a train, or you want to move somewhere, because you save also a lot of weight on your bag. So it will feel much more lighter, or much lighter, when you just carry one bag. Another reason for one bag travel might be not such an obvious one, but in the end, if you just have one bag and you carry everything that you have in this one bag, it is, in my opinion, one of the safest things that you can actually do. Because when you have a lot of valuables or maybe tech items that will cost a lot of money, and you will have always most of the things on your person at all times, it is the safest thing that you can do instead of leaving your luggage behind in a hotel room or somewhere else in a locker. So this is maybe one a little bit overlooked reason in my personal opinion, but in the end it can make a difference between having everything that you need and that is valuable to you on your person, or having it lying around in a hotel or somewhere else where you not always can be sure that everything will return into your bag that you previously brought with you on your trip. And lastly, especially in my personal opinion, it encourages you to make more memories than just buying souvenirs. And what I mean with that is that if you're just carrying one bag or one suitcase, normally it will be packed almost to the brim with your things that you will need for your trip and the duration and what you're doing on the trip. And most of the times I do personally not bring any souvenirs, because I don't have a lot of space left in my bag, so I need to make more memories. So I personally spend my money when I'm out and about not on bringing like fancy stuff for my family or my friends. I try to make memories for myself and then showing them the pictures or videos or whatever you can do. But if you have just a limited amount of space, it is so much more important that you have only the essentials with you and not having like a lot of extra space just to buy something for someone else. It might sound a little bit selfish, but to be honest, you are going, or you're going traveling, or you're going on holiday for yourself. So the most important thing is that you will make the memories you want to have and not bring everything that you could for someone else. So having a small bag forces you, in my opinion, to make memories instead of just shopping for souvenirs, which can also honestly take a lot of time, maybe one day even from your whole time that you're away, just to find the right thing for the right person. As you can see, one bag travel is actually easier than you think, and it can bring you a lot of freedom and flexibility during your trip. At least actually for me it does. And that is one of the most important things that I want to have when I go for a vacation or I go traveling, is to have flexibility and freedom to do the things that I want to do and not to be bound to any kind of luggage or things that I carry in my bag. But now that you know the reasons why one bag travel is worth a try for everyone, here is my single best tip on the easiest way how you can start your personal one bag life journey for every kind of lifestyle, even if you're not pursuing a one bag life. And that is actually to start not too small. And I mean that in two specific kind of ways. The first thing is that you shouldn't try to be as minimalist as possible and go with a very, very small backpack on your one bag life journey. Because honestly, it will be hard at some point, and I guess that most of the times when you try one bag travel, you always want to size down your backpack. But starting too small can limit you in a lot of ways and make you feel uncomfortable when you maybe have very important things not on your person that you thought you would need to leave behind because your bag is too small. So that's why I think having a too small bag would be a bad thing. So maybe start with a slightly bigger bag than you would expect to have for such a time or the things you want to do. And that is the first thing. And also when it comes to the duration of your one bag travels, maybe you should start a little bit longer. So I always try to start at a point where I think, okay, I can go for 5 days with such a backpack, for example. And then I try to extend the amount of days to as long as I feel comfortable. So maybe I try 6 days, 7 days, or 8 days the next time with the same sized bag and see if I still feel comfortable. So don't try to rush things and go with a maybe 10-liter bag for a 22-week vacation. So maybe you should start with your normal maybe 30-liter bag and you go normally for 5 days on a trip, and then you can try to go for 7, 8 or 9 days. And as long as you feel comfortable, it is very, very good. And that's how you can expand or start your journey towards one bag travel in a very easy and simple way, in the way that you are just starting not too small when it comes to the size of the bag, and also when it comes to the duration of your trips that you are one bag traveling. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe and like, but most important, leave a comment with the longest duration you one bag traveled so far, and also don't forget to check about the weekly One Bag Life community post. If you now want to know more about a very good 18-liter EDC backpack for your one bag life, definitely check my last video about exactly that topic. But as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.